Welcome, Pisces. This is your weekly focus for April the 22nd through to the 28th, 2019. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. It has been strong energy, so let's get right to the cards and see what is your message for this week going forward. We start with the Two of Wands. This is you really calling in your experience of tomorrow. And in order to do this, we can't have any baggage. We can't have things that use up our time or our energy or our resources in such a way that we can't give the focus to where we truly want to step. We have the Hangman as our second card. So what are we trying to control? What are we trying to hang on to? Okay, this is about letting go. This is about maybe a surrender or a sacrifice or a compromise that will just make everything flow. And it's not giving up your values or your time or your energy or your resources for that matter. It works for you. So ego might be standing in the way of a decision that you've been making or an action or a behavior. And so this is a time to let it go, to allow the healing to come in, to move past it in some way. Ten of Wands. Okay, it's time to really stop just for a second, okay, and put down that huge bag that is on your back. Now, this is when we're looking really towards career. The next two cards really towards career, job, what you do in the community, what defines you as a person. Okay, and you need to just stop and take off that sack and take out those wands and really reflect on why you are carrying them forward with you. Those obligations, those responsibilities, those things that you do, behaviors, habits, your routine, the certain way you do things every day perhaps. And some of those ones have great growth potential and others are deadwood, and you're carrying around some deadwood, and so you really need to reflect on what you are taking forward with you and if it still works in your life, it is, if it's needed in your life, if it's a part of your path forward or not. So once again, I laid it on the Hangman. So once again, we're talking about that baggage. We're talking about our release and letting go, a surrender, perhaps a sacrifice of some sort, or ending a struggle, or giving up control. That's what I'm hearing more than anything else. So where do you feel that you have to keep some kind of control on the relationship or the environment or perhaps on part of who you are in order to go forward, because it's actually holding you back instead of moving you forward. So it's time to, yeah, and you might get this light bulb moment. You might get this epiphany. Let's see what our next card is. The Justice card. The Justice card is all about cutting away things that do not no longer serve you. The Justice card is all about giving it 110%, of walking with integrity, of walking in your truth, of believing in who you are, knowing you've got this, knowing you can do this. But it's cutting away the old, what no longer works for you, what holds you back. And that could be your time, your energy, your resources, and all these cards are saying you need to look within and understand, or maybe look at the environment, but through an observer's eyes, and maybe you see something, you understand how things have to change, or an obligation or a responsibility, or you might be very aware of it and you just haven't wanted to state it. And be careful, because we do have Mercury in Aries, and so we can be very blunt with our words. And I think your words are very powerful this week because of the Sun and Uranus in your communications house. So be careful with your words. Think it through. Justice, we think it through. Ten of Wands, I asked you to stop and take out part of that bag and look at those wands that you're carrying forward with you, all those responsibilities, all those obligations, and the hangman asking you to just take time to just be, to reflect, to just be in the moment, to putting your ego aside and what's important to you and you alone, and not because it'll make everybody else happy. It's because it makes you happy. It makes you feel in balance. It makes you feel empowered. We have the Queen of Wands. You're looking at a lot of relationships and right now and seeing what it brings, what kind of balance there is, what kind of support is there, what kind of actual love is there. Is if it's a platonic relationship, did they have your back? If it's a romantic relationship, did they have your back? Do you make each other stronger? Or maybe it's even a group of people, but and it's knowing what group of people you actually feel comfortable with. So when you're out there with friends this week and co-workers this week and people in your community this week, try and sense the vibration, the feeling that you get emotionally. Are you smiling ear to ear? Are you starting to tense up and your breathing's getting a little shallow? Like, how are you feeling about the environment you're putting yourself into and the people that you are calling your tribe or your clan or your family? And some of these relationships you may decide are no longer serving you, are actually pulling you down in a sense of time or energy or self-esteem. And which ones raise you up? Has a strong vibration. And if you're worried that the people that you are drawn to, you wouldn't get the support from the people that you want in your life, you would get the support. There's this joy, this happiness in you when you're with the right people. It brings out a quality in you that, this is a week then to socialize with purpose. I mean, I'm going to lay it down with the Two of Wands. That's drawing in your tomorrow. It's the way you present yourself. It's your wording. It's, you can have the center stage. So know what you want to say. So if it's a panel interview, know what you want to say, know what you want to express, practice it, and you'll get it. You'll get it. It's understanding the control that you need to have within the relationships and the control you do not need to have within the relationships. And not tying yourself down to extra emotional baggage than is necessary in life. Know that you make wise choices and stay connected to your feelings, your intuition. If you're looking for romance, something could really happen, but whatever this romance would be, it would bring out something in you that is magical, that is life altering, that allows you for new beginnings and new starts. When we're looking at the work and career, we really need to understand what we want to step into and really own that passion, that desire, and commit to it and discipline ourselves and change our behaviors and our habits to discipline ourselves and not put our energy or our time and resources in things that aren't helping us to move forward in the way that we want. Our final card is the Ten of Swords. Wow, a lot of people have gotten the Ten of Swords. So if you watch your moon or your rising, don't be surprised if this card comes up at the end, because it has for many. We are in full moon energy, and this is the full moon, a full moon energy type card. It's a 10. It's the ending. Those swords represent the chaos, the struggle, the tears, the sorrow, the trials that you have been through in order to be the person you are today, prepared to go forward, to heal from the wounds and take the wisdom and the knowledge away from the experiences. The sun is starting to push through the clouds. A new day is dawning for you. You're pushing yourself up. So know that this new being is emerging. I almost got it like a caterpillar, the cocoon opening and the butterfly coming out. So expect that kind of energy to embrace you in some way over the next several weeks. Maybe perhaps it's the new moon energy, because this card has symbolized, or this placement has symbolized for many of the readings this week, that it's more of the new moon. So the new moon will be in Taurus, first week in May, I believe. So it's sorting through a lot of things. We may not feel that sunshine on our face for a couple more weeks, although I would think that we would, but we really have to stand in our truth. And not to act out in our words or our behaviors until we've made some strong conclusions. And that may take time. And some of it is self-reflection, and some of it is looking at some of the relationships, groups of people that we are involved with at the present time. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.